Qatar has a new emir. 33-year-old Sheikh Tamim bin Hamid al-Thani becomes one of the world's youngest leaders in one of the world's wealthiest countries. His father abdicated this morning. For the latest, let's speak to our correspondent Roee Ruttenberg in Doha, the capital of Qatar. Welcome, Roee. Well, this is an unprecedented event, isn't it, in the Gulf anyway? Most Gulf royals stay on till death.
Absolutely. It's very unprecedented. And, for example, we only need to look at the ailing king of Algeria currently for an example, but here in the Gulf it's even more unprecedented. The outgoing emir came to power 18 years ago in a bloodless coup when his father was out of the country. He said then that he had to come to power early for the sake of his homeland, for the sake of his country. And he said again today, suggesting he is leaving power early for the sake of his country, handing over the reins of Qatar, the wealthy, oil-rich emirate, to his son, the 33-year-old. We understand that this is a two-day process. There'll be lots of ceremonies happening now. People are starting to swear their allegiance to the new emir. He is starting to make the rounds, meeting various members of the very large royal family here. But again, very unprecedented situation. We should point out that not only was there an abdication, not only is there this secession, but it was done live on television about 1 hour ago in front of the Qatari people to watch the emir there speaking quite clearly, referring to the future of his country, the need to include power of the young people, and saying that he trusted the young people of Qatar to take this country in the right direction.
And Roee, Qatar's outgoing emir has been very involved regionally. In what direction can we expect his son to take the country?
It's a little unclear. Not much is known about the new emir, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamid al-Thani. He received a military education like his father at Sandhurst in the UK, but unlike his father and unlike many royals perhaps in the region, he chose to come back to Qatar to complete his studies. He was perceived by many who were speculating about him to be quite conservative, but we know that he's also been very much framed by his mother, Sheikh the wife of the outgoing emir. He is her second wife. She is his second wife, and she is considered a very liberal woman, very modernizing, an advocate of women's rights, who took a very central role in portraying Qatar as a place that is liberalizing in a rather conservative region. So we understand he's been framed by her opinions as well, her position. And we also understand that in terms of regional foreign policy, we understand from diplomats that he was very closely involved in decisions regarding Libya, the ousting there of Muammar Gaddafi, which Qatar was very much involved in, and of course Qatar's position on Syria vis-a-vis the ousting of President Bashar Assad, a hopeful ousting according to Qatar, and its support for the rebels. We've seen Qatar is taking a very strong position in dialogue in Lebanon between the Israelis and the Palestinians, in Egypt with the Iranians, and it can be assumed that his father will stay on in some sort of advisory role, advisor to the new emir directly from the father, and we expect that to influence the new emir's position.
All right, many thanks, Roee, for that report. That's Roee Ruttenberg in Doha, capital of Qatar, of course, and that must have been quite amazing to see the change of power, an abdication conducted on live TV.